What's up, model babes? Welcome back to my channel and thank you again for tuning in to this video. If you're new here, my name is Key and I help you new and aspiring models learn how to get started modeling and get paid from it. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up because there is going to be a lot of juicy information in here that you don't want to miss. Today I'm going to be talking about the 10 types of modeling that you can do because modeling is a very broad industry. There's a lot of different types of models out here that are making money, and I want to let you guys know all the different ways that you can potentially be bringing in income as a model if you weren't aware of these different types. So if you're interested, again, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. So the 10 types of modeling that I'm going to be sharing with you today is something that you can do whether you are a freelance model or a sign model. And I've talked to you guys before about the difference between the two. I even have a video explaining the difference, so I will put that up here somewhere so you guys can watch that. But yeah, if you are freelance or if you're a sign model, it does not matter. These are 10 different types of modeling that you will be able to find and do your research and potentially book on your own, even as a freelance model. So I definitely think this will be very helpful for a lot of you new and aspiring freelance models out there, but definitely also something that you as a sign model should look out for when those castings are sent your way. Okay, so like I was saying before, there are many different types of modeling, and I'm going to break down the different types of modeling that you can potentially do. So starting with number 1, we have hair modeling. So just like what it says, a hair model is a model that is selected to present a specific type of hairstyle. I did do hair modeling when I first started out. I was actually invited to do a hair show, and it varies on what they will do with your hair. Sometimes they will actually change your hair, your actual hair style, color. You know, they will trim it up or they will just add some hair into it to make it more fuller. So that's definitely one type. But I was actually invited to a hair show where they had just slapped a wig on me and had the stylist cut and dye the hair, and then we presented the hair in a hair fashion show. So there's different types of ways to be a hair model, but that is a type of modeling that you can potentially do. I also recently was booked for hair modeling for a hair company called Pretty Party. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but they basically have different type of ponytails that you can add to your hair. It's like extended hair ponytails that you can just pop on top of your head and have longer extensions. So I have worked with that company a few times. I am on their packaging. I am all over their social media, and you might see my face sometimes occasionally on a social media ad. So that is one type of modeling you can be doing as a model. Moving on to the next type of modeling, that would be commercial modeling. So commercial modeling is very big, especially on the West Coast in LA. There's a lot of commercial models out there, and that's pretty much that bubbly lifestyle type of modeling that you'll see on campaigns, big campaigns in stores, you know, in like Macy's and the malls, JCPenney's, Kohl's. You see the models like having fun, laughing in their clothes. That's that type of commercial modeling. You'll even find these type of models doing big commercials that air on TV. So commercial modeling is very popular. It's one of the ways that a lot of working models make money, and it can be very lucrative depending on the booking. If you're booked to do one of these jobs, it may be stipulated in your contract that you get reoccurring checks every time that your campaign is featured, it is run on TV, or they use it, you know, however long they may be using that campaign, you will continue to get a check off of it. So commercial modeling is a very big way that models make money, and one area of modeling that you should definitely look into. Moving on to our next type of modeling, which is going to be the opposite of commercial modeling, and that is editorial modeling. So this is the very edgy type of modeling. Think New York and international models. This is where you'll see a lot of magazine placements for big designers and brands. Think Vogue and Elle magazine. A lot of the models that fall into this category are going to be placed with the top agencies like Elite, Next, IMG models, those big names, are usually the ones that produce these high fashion editorial models that you'll see in these magazines and doing a lot of these bigger campaigns. And piggybacking off of editorial modeling, there are a lot of those type of models that also transfer into runway modeling. So that is the most common form of modeling that majority of us know, is seeing models walk on the catwalk and actually strut their stuff down the runway. So runway modeling is another type of modeling that you can potentially do, but I will say that it is kind of hard to do full-time modeling just off of runway modeling unless you are one of the big top models, you know, that is under one of these top agencies. Runway modeling isn't really going to pay well if you are just doing it locally in your state or nationally in your home country. Majority of the time, if you want to have a actual career doing runway, then you're going to have to go to these international fashion weeks and really make a name for yourself internationally, and again be signed with one of these bigger agencies that could potentially get you in with these high fashion brands so that you can walk for them. They are going to be the ones that are going to be paying bigger dollars for their models. So that's just something to think about, but you can definitely add runway to the list of the modeling that you do. And another type of modeling that I don't think a lot of models really know about or really think about is fit modeling. So fit modeling is when you are hired by a brand to actually come in and just be sized for their collection. So they may need your body type, your specific body type, to fit into the clothes that they are trying to design and put together, or may have another model who's actually going to be shooting in the clothes or walking in the clothes for their campaigns, but they hire you because you have a similar body type and they want to make sure that it is going to fit properly on the other model. Now, I have never done fit modeling myself, but I have heard from other models, specifically plus size models, that is very common for the work that they do. So fit modeling is definitely another part of modeling that you may want to look into and see if you can potentially get some bookings in that area. Okay, moving on to the sixth type of modeling, and that is e-commerce modeling. So when you are booked to do e-commerce, it usually means that you are working for a clothing brand and they need pictures to go on their website or on their social media, but majority of the time is usually for a website. They need you to put on their clothes, and usually you'll be standing on a white backdrop and they will just take specific pictures. Usually these shoots go on for many hours and it is very repetitive. The photographer would just be getting the same shots of you, but you're just going to be wearing different clothes. So the same positioning, you know, usually front, side, and back, and it's all on white. It's all the same. You just have to switch out the clothes. So this type of modeling can go on for many hours and may even be a 2-day process, but it is very common, again, in the commercial side of things, more so on the West Coast. I've heard of this happening a lot. So that is something that you might be interested in, because brands are always needing to update their website with new material. When they get new things in stock, they're going to need new pictures for their website. So e-commerce modeling is something you might want to look out for when you are looking for your next booking. And my next type of modeling I have for you is something that I am very skilled in, I've done multiple times, and that is trade show modeling. So Las Vegas is the hub for conventions and trade shows. So there's lots of trade show modeling happening here, and sometimes the agency that I'm signed with will get those contracts come through looking for models to be booth models and just atmosphere models for around the booth and just looking pretty, wearing the clothes, or just being representatives to talk to the people that are coming in and out of the booths at the trade show. So trade show modeling is definitely something that depends on the area that you're in. If your city or state hosts a lot of conventions and trade shows, then it might be something that you look into. It also can be known as promotional modeling. So when you have specific events and you want a model to be at that event, they will reach out to that agency to ask for a model to represent their brand. So promotional modeling, trade show modeling is definitely another area of modeling that you can potentially do. And next we have my favorite type of modeling, because usually it's super quick and really easy to do, and that is parts modeling. So if you've never heard of this before, parts modeling is really just taking pictures of your hands or different parts of your body. It's usually your hands or your feet, your legs, your arms, might be your ear if you're doing jewelry, or your neck, but literally just the different body parts on your body that may be the main focus and not necessarily your whole body or your face. So parts modeling is, again, very simple, very easy to do. You just have to basically show up and make sure you have the right placement of your hand or your ankle or, you know, your ear, like I was saying. So it's really easy, it's really fun a lot of the times, and usually goes by pretty quickly. So I definitely recommend looking into parts modeling. And moving on to our next type of modeling, which really isn't modeling, but it is being an actor, being an extra on a commercial or things of that nature. So that is something that I recently did. Last year, I was hired as an extra, an actor, for a commercial that was airing for one of the hotels out here in Las Vegas. So I didn't have to say any words or anything like that, but there was a group of us that was hired from the agency just as bodies, as extra bodies to have in the background, you know, while we were sitting at the pool and they were filming the main talent. You know, you could see, you know, the back of our head or our hands or us splashing around in the pool or something like that. So being an extra on commercial work is definitely another type of modeling that you can be offered if you're under an agency. Booking jobs like that usually come from being signed with an agency. That's the only way that you'll potentially maybe finding them. But there are certain apps that definitely have that extra work, especially if you are wanting to be an actor too, an actor and a model, because modeling and acting does go hand in hand. You can definitely check out some apps that offer that extra work, or, you know, again, being signed with an agency that may potentially come through to you during a casting. So being an extra and doing acting is definitely another way for you to potentially make an income as a model. And last but not least, the newest type of modeling that has entered the scene is being a social media model, also known as an influencer. Yes, this is a type of modeling. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, what is that actually modeling? Yes, it is a type of modeling, because things are changing so rapidly with social media. The industry is just trying to keep up with all these influencers, and now there are even specific sections that you can apply to agencies as an influencer, because brands are looking for that social media content, because they know that social media is really where a lot of people have their attention now. It's not on TV in the big ads, it's not on, you know, these big billboards when you're driving by, it's on social media. So brands are looking for these content creators and these influencers, and you can definitely be one of those models. I think that is something that a lot of industry models need to kind of accept and start adapting to, is that social media is the new wave of modeling. I mean, there's definitely, you know, all these different types that I've talked about, but there's still a big opportunity to make a lot of money as a model if you potentially become an influencer as well. So that's something that you may want to look into for yourself. I know I'm definitely moving in that direction as well, offering a lot more content creation on my platforms as an influencer. So now I want to know from you, is there a specific type of modeling that you like the most? Have you tried a few of these out? Which one is your favorite? Please let me know by leaving a comment down below. And that's all I have for this video, loves. I hope you found it valuable. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you found out about some different types of modeling that you're gonna now try out and see how you like it for yourself. I know I've dabbled in a few of these, and all of them have been learning lessons and just ways for me to further progress in modeling. So I'm appreciative of every experience I've had, and I definitely think you guys should check out a few of these for yourself. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go now. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, please make sure you give this a thumbs up if you liked it and found it valuable. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my future videos, and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I've uploaded. I will see you guys in my next one.